Hey everyone, Rhea here. It is the end of January, and that means month-end money pulse check time. It's pretty crazy because I started doing these pulse checks a year ago exactly. My first one was the end of January. So excited to keep the tradition going into 2019. In case you are new to the Pulse Check Party, let me quickly walk you through how to complete a month-end money pulse check. It is basically just a recap of your budget, your spending, and your goals for the month. And you want to do this at the end of each month just so you know how your month went and what you need to do to improve moving forward. So let's dive in. So you need three things to complete your month-end money pulse check. Number one, you need the budget that you set at the beginning of the month. So what were your intentions with your money? Number two, you need your spending throughout the month. So you should be tracking your spending on a consistent basis. And number three, you need whatever goals you are working on in the month. So once you have all that information, I want you to ask yourself a few questions. So when looking at the budget, did you follow it? Did you spend exactly what you said you were going to spend? Did you overspend or underspend in any specific area? And kind of get into the why, the root cause, if you did overspend or underspend. Why? What happened? What was it that caused you to go out of budget? So you want to look at that and then use that information to create your budget for the next month. So if you overspent because you had multiple birthdays, well, what does February look like for you? Do you have birthdays and celebrations and Valentine's Day that you need to account for? Make sure you think about those things as opposed to just having your standard budget every month. Then you want to look at your spending. So if you overspent in any particular area, maybe you ate out more than you should, got more coffee, whatever the case may be, ask yourself why. Were you stressed out? Is that what caused you to go out to eat a lot? Did you just want to have fun? What can you do to change that moving into the next month so you can actually stay in budget? And maybe the answer is that you need to give yourself a little bit more wiggle room to enjoy life. It's not always the case, but sometimes it is. So make sure you're being reasonable with what you're giving to yourself as far as allocating your income to things that you like to do. Don't overspend. Make sure your priorities are taken care of, but definitely make sure you have money in your budget to enjoy life. And then look at your goals. So whatever goals you're working on for the month, did you save for them as you were supposed to? So if your goal is to save $100 a month, it's pretty easy to know if you actually did it. Did you save $100? Yes? Okay, good. Move forward, business as usual. If you didn't, why? Number one, and what can you do about it? Do you need to save $200 next month so you can kind of make up for lost time? Or can you give yourself a little bit more time to reach your goal? So you just want to ask yourself those questions when looking at your money and your results at the end of the month. Now, I have plenty of other videos on how to complete your month-end money pulse check. You can definitely check them out. But that was just a quick recap. Now let me share my results. So January was a better month for me than December. December was terrible. But I did have a trip to LA, which I know you guys, if you watched how I financially prepare for vacation, you knew that I had that trip. So I am happy to report that I stayed in budget for the trip. So I saved money for the hotel, the rental car, fun spending, all that good stuff. And I stayed in budget as far as that goes. Now, one thing that kind of threw me for a loop, which I didn't think about, was gas for my rental car. So I budgeted for the rental, but I didn't think about gas. So I did go over my transportation budget for the month, but that's okay. Not so bad. Another win in my January budget is I saved $24 more than I planned, thanks to Digit. So I was happy about that. An opportunity. So I ended up going way over budget in my personal bills category. And the reason is because I failed to account for annual credit card fees. So I personally keep a running list of all my annual expenses, and I know exactly how much and when it's due, but for whatever reason, I did not include my annual credit card fees on that list, so it threw me for a loop. I was definitely over budget in my personal bills category, but that's okay. That won't happen again. And let's see, I was over budget. In my fun recreation category, I kind of lump fun, grooming, hair appointments, nails, all that good stuff into that category. I was over budget due to a hair appointment that I had before my trip, so not too bad, but more than I wanted to spend. I did, however, have a win in that I used a gift card that I got for my birthday months and months ago for a mani-pedi, so I didn't have to pay for that. So that was nice. Now, let me share with you some of my goals for February. I am going to try a spending fast. And if you don't know what a spending fast is, it's basically you not spending any money on things you don't need. So things like bills, regular expenses, all of that's normal, business as usual, but iced coffees, going out to eat, going to the movies, having fun, all that discretionary type stuff, you skip that completely. So I will be trying my hardest not to spend. I know Valentine's Day is in there, so I don't know how great I'm going to be with it, but for the most part, I'm really going to try to tighten it up. I think between Christmas and this trip that I had this month, I'm just ready to not spend and let my accounts feel bigger than they have in the past few months. So I'm excited about that. And then last opportunity for February, tax refund. I'm hoping I get something back, as well as bonuses at work. So I plan on using that and for that those wins, I should say, to really spike my savings for my emergency fund. If you guys have been following along in the financial goal planning challenge we did at the end of 2018, my goal for this year is to save $12,000 for an emergency fund. I should have that done this year, but if I get any extra money and I can contribute that, I'll just reach that goal faster. So that's my goal for February. Wish me luck. If you are joining in on not really spending or trying to stay in budget, definitely let me know. We can keep each other accountable. And I will see you guys soon. Thanks for hopping on. Bye, everyone.